Hey everybody, I'm attorney Mike Contant. The question I often get asked is how long does a drunk driving offense or OUI in Massachusetts stay on your record? Now that's not really the right question because any criminal offense stays on your record forever unless you're able to get it expunged. However, a lot of people know that years ago, it used to be possible that after 10 years, if you stayed out of trouble for 10 years, your first offense OUI or any offense OUI reset it back to a first offense. Meaning that if you picked up, say, a first offense when you were 20 and you stayed out of trouble, by the time you turned 30, if you did it again, it went back and still stayed a first offense, did not become a second offense. However, in 2005, that all changed. There was a law passed called Melanies Law. It was named after this young girl, 13-year-old girl, Melanie Powell, who was struck and killed by a drunk driver who had multiple drunk driving offenses on his record. And what this law did was several things. It made it easier to prosecute multiple offender drunk drivers, but it also created this lifetime look-back period for drunk driving offenses, meaning that you never would reset back to a first offense. So let me tell you a little story to sort of illustrate this point. We had this client, he was 77 years old. He comes in, he's got an OUI third offense. So we got a little history from him, and he told us, he said back in his 20s, he was a bit of a hellraiser. And he said, he picked up 2 offenses in his 20s for drunk driving, but then he grew up. He got married, he had a family, he had a great job, and he didn't have any other criminal activity since. Now, he's 77 years old, and just a few months earlier, he had been at his sister's house for a Christmas party. Might have had one glass of wine too many, and he gets pulled over on his way home. I think he blew a stop sign. Didn't cause any damage, didn't hurt anybody, but he blew a stop sign. He gets pulled over. The officer asks him to do a field sobriety test and a breathalyzer test, and he's over the legal limit. So he gets arrested, and now, even though it's been more than 50 years since his last drunk driving offense, he gets charged with an OUI third offense, a drunk driving third offense, which in Massachusetts is a felony, but also, more importantly, it carries mandatory minimum jail time, meaning that you must serve at least 150 days in jail for OUI third offense. The judge has no ability to make the sentence less. If you're convicted of that offense, that's how much time you have to serve. Now, that's why it's so important to understand that there's this lifetime look-back period. Even though this guy had stayed out of trouble and been a good guy for most of his life, this Melanies Law made it so that this ended up being a third offense, and he was facing a minimum of 150 days of actual jail time. So if you have any question about drunk driving offenses, Melanies Law, or anything like that, please feel free to give us a call. Be happy to speak with you about it, or shoot me an email.